Welcome children to our grammar class. Today we shall learn about negatives and interrogatives in the perfect tense. So the perfect tense always takes the auxiliary to have verbs. Now in the present perfect tense, the auxiliary that you have to use is either has or have. We use have for all the person and number except the third person singular. For the third person singular, you'll be using has auxiliary. Now let's see how to use it. In the first person singular positive, it is I have. In the negative, I have not or I haven't. In the interrogative, have I. In the first person plural, we have, we haven't, have we. In the second person singular plural, you have, you haven't, have you. In the third person singular, he has, he hasn't, has he. She has, she hasn't, has she. It has, it has not, has it. In the third person plural, in the positive it is they have. In the negative, they haven't or they have not. In the interrogative, have they. Now let's see how to use them in the sentences. In the first person singular, in the positive, your formula is subject plus has or have plus the past participle form of the verb V3 plus the rest of the sentence. So in the first person singular, I is the subject, have is your have auxiliary verb, seen is the past participle form of the verb see plus the rest of the sentence. So it is I have seen him before. In the negative, you have to use not. I have not seen him before. Now, where do we use the not? In between the have auxiliary and the past participle form of the verb. And in the interrogative, you bring the have auxiliary first, you put the subject, then the past participle form, and the rest of the sentence. So it is, have I seen him before? In the first person plural, we have seen him before. In the negative, we have not seen him before. Have we seen him before? In the second person singular plural, you have seen him before. You have not seen him before. Have you seen him before? In the third person singular, he has seen him before. He hasn't seen him before. Has he seen him before? We can substitute he with a noun Prithvi. She has seen him before, or we can say Vanita has seen him before. She has not seen him before. Has she seen him before? In the third person plural, in the positive it is they have seen him before, or we can use a noun the girls have seen him before. In the negative it is they have not seen him before, or we can say the girls have not seen him before. In the interrogative, have they seen him before? Or we can substitute the girls, have the girls seen him before? So remember children that we use the have, has, have auxiliary plus the past participle form of the verb in the perfect tense. It is quite simple. I think you have understood. I shall see you in the next session. Let's continue children. We shall see the negatives and interrogatives in the past perfect tense. We use the same to have auxiliary verb. The form will be had in the past tense. So now let's see in the first person singular. In the positive it is I had, negative I hadn't or I had not. In the interrogative had I. First person plural we had, we hadn't or we had not, had we. In the second person singular plural, you had, you hadn't, had you. In the third person singular, he had not, had he. She had, she hadn't, had she. It had, it hadn't, had it. In the third person plural, they had in the positive, they had not in the negative, had they in the interrogative. Now let's see how to put it in the sentences. You have to use the past tense of the to have verb, that is had, plus the past participle form of the verb. So in the positive the formula is subject plus had plus past participle form plus the rest of the sentence. So in the first person singular it is I, subject, had, finished is the past participle of the verb finish plus the rest of the sentence. So I had finished the test. In the negative, subject I had, then we have the not, the negative, then the past participle form the rest of the sentence. I had not finished the test. So we use the not in between the auxiliary verb and the past participle form. In the interrogative, it is the had auxiliary first, then you have the subject I, then the past participle finished, the rest of the sentence. Had I finished the test? In the first person plural, we had finished the test. We had not finished the test. Had we finished the test? In the second person singular plural, you had finished the test. You hadn't finished the test. Had you finished the test? In the third person singular, he had finished the test, or we can say Shan had not finished the test. Had he finished the test in the interrogative? She had finished the test, or we can say Renu had finished the test. She had not finished the test. She finished the test in the interrogative. In the third person plural, they had finished the test, or we can say the students had finished the test. They had not finished the test. Had they finished the test in the interrogative? Remember that whether it is first person, second person, or third person, singular or plural, your auxiliary verb is the same for all person and number had. So there won't be any difficulty in forming the negatives and the interrogatives in the past perfect tense. I shall see you in the next session, children. Let's continue, children, with the negatives and interrogatives in the future perfect tense. So the to have auxiliary verb will be used as will have or shall have. In the first person singular, in the positive, it is I will have. Negative, I will not have or I won't have. Interrogative, will I have. In the first person plural, we will have, we will not have, will we have. In the second person singular plural, you will have, you will not have, will you have. In the third person singular, he will have, he will not have, will he have. She will have, she will not have, will she have. It will have, it will not have, will it have. In the third person plural, in the positive they will have, in the negative they will not have, in the interrogative will they have. So whether it is first person singular plural, second person singular plural, or third person singular plural, our auxiliary verb will be will have. Now let's see how to use them in the sentences. So in the sentences, the to have verb will be used as will have or shall have plus the past participle form of the verb. Now in the positive sentences, in the first person singular, you will have the subject I, then you will have the auxiliary will have, then the past participle form one. That is, this is the past participle of the verb win, and then the rest of the sentence. So I will have won the game. Now in the negative, it will be I will not have won the game. Where do you place the not? In between the will and have, and then the past participle will follow. So I will not have won the game. In the interrogative, first you will place the auxiliary will, then the subject I, then have, then the past participle. So will I have won the game? In the first person plural, we will have won the game. We will not have won the game in the negative. Will we have won the game in the interrogative? In the second person singular plural, you will have won the game. You will not have won the game. Will you have won the game? In the third person singular, he will have won the game. He will not have won the game. Will he have won the game? This he can be substituted with the noun Gladstone. So in the third person singular again, she will have won the game, or we can say Gladys will have won the game. She will not have won the game. Will she have won the game? In the third person plural, they will have won the game in the positive, or we can say the boys will have won the game. They will not have won the game, or we can say the boys will not have won the game. In the interrogative, will they have won the game? Or we can say, will the boys have won the game? So it is very simple, children, to use this formula in all persons and all numbers, we use will have. Now, shall have can be used in first person singular and first person plural. I think you have followed what I have taught you, children. Thank you.